Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Bakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect out of the nation of Israel, starting off with 144,000, which should be the ruling governing body in the kingdom of heaven, which should be all men. Also to the lot of the 1/3 here in America, which should be men, women, and children that will be saved. 2/3 of our people will be destroyed here in Babylon the Great. We have a lot of rebels that are scattered abroad that will be destroyed. And we have some elect that are scattered abroad that will be saved, of who the world willingly and ignorantly calls black, Hispanic, Native American, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Jamaican, Haitian, Guatemala, Panamanians, Cubans, right? We are the Israelites, contrary to what people want to believe. I'm Brother Romeo, I'm going to get you on another lesson. I have this article pulled up. It's talking about this guy here. He's like a YouTuber. I think he has like the most subscribers on YouTube. Really popular guy. But that's his name, Mr. Beast. It says, but he bought like a banking app. But this guy also, he was in a video with this one guy promoting the MOAB, right? So, let me get this scripture in 2 Corinthians, man, because, the Lord is moving and Esau is moving, right? Let me get 2 Corinthians, right? 2 and 11. It says, least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You see? And why I'm bringing it out, because people like this to have a large following, a large influence on people, especially the youth. A lot of people are going to get led astray because people like this. He makes a lot of interesting, videos, about, this dude really, he just gives away a lot of, like, I would say, prizes and stuff. He has challenges and stuff on his channel. So some of his videos are interesting to me, but it just depends on what it is. But in the grand scheme of things, like I said, he's gonna be he promoted the MOAB in the video. Other brothers have already done it. But when I seen this, that he bought a banking app, it just made me think, that's just a ploy to get people to buy into him and to follow him. So they could take the MOAB. Right? Even though it ain't gonna directly say it, Esau ain't gonna never directly tell you that he's trying to destroy you or he's trying to. The devil ain't gonna do that. But that's where wisdom comes in, right? You having this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures. Because if you don't have this, you're gonna be led astray about anything. Anything is liable to happen to you, liable to believe anything, right? But it says Gen Z focused banking app. And it just made me think, well, we already have a whole bunch of banking apps. And since he promoted the MOAB, like I said, it just made me think of, just getting more people to believe in him and to follow this guy and ultimately get caught up in this man's NWO. Because he's definitely going to be a part of it, man, since he was on the video promoting it. Let me see. So it's not really letting me read it. Let me go back. Let me see. Buys app. Yeah, now he big on trying to help the youth for their financial future. Right? You telling me if this guy, was on national news or something, most people would listen to him because they already follow him as far as his videos. So why would they not listen to him when that happens? Reuben says that the world's largest YouTuber by subscriber count, Jimmy Donaldson, I think he's an Edomite. It says better known as Mr. Beast has acquired the financial services app Step, marking his company entry into fintech with a focus on serving younger users, right? And it's all about the youth, man, when it comes to influence, because they're the so-called next generation, which they ain't gonna be no damn next generation in Babylon. It's the last generation, but you know, to get a lot of these younger people on board, because we in the time of knowledge increasing, and, you know, a lot of young people, you know, they easily influence, you know, a lot of Jakes and these other people out here that's young. But, you know, as far as, like I said, you know, taking the MOTB, you know, you got to use somebody who they would listen to, who they would follow. And there's other guys too, like this one Jake, what's his name, I Show Speed. You know, he has a large following on YouTube. What's that guy's name? Like Kai Sinet or Kai Sinet. You know, that's like, they're like the new celebrities now. You know, pretty much they everywhere. They all on social media. So, you know, you use these people to push whatever you want to put out there to the people. They're gonna take you. You know, they're gonna take it. They don't know no better. You know, that's why, hey, the Wadi YASHAMIAHLA for bestowing upon us this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and for allowing us to have elders over us, man. You know, starting with the elders and apostles of GMS, right? And you know, like I said, wisdom is the principal thing. Let me get that in Proverbs really quick. Wisdom, Proverbs 4 and verse 7. It says, "Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy get understanding." Right? You know, you can read the Bible if you don't have the Comforter, which is the Spirit from the heavens, allowing you to understand it. You know, it ain't gonna matter, because a lot of people can pick up this Bible and think they understand it, but they really don't. Right? You know, that's why you have all these different religions in the first place, which that's set up on the left-hand side to deceive people. You know, but you having this wisdom, knowledge, understanding on the right-hand side, you're going to understand what the wiles of the devil are. You're going to understand, you know, what's to come, the prophecies, right? What tactics Esau is going to use to deceive the masses to get their MOTB. You're going to understand what the MOTB even is, you know? And that's also why you go to Isaiah 33 and 6, man. You know, in these times, man, you know, it's going to get so bad, and it's going to be so, you know, treacherous out here as far as the temptation to have comfort. You know, you're going to need the Lord, man. You ain't going to be able to do it by yourself. This is Isaiah 33 and verse 6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times, and strength and salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." You see? The treasure is something that you cherish. That's something that you hold sacred, right? You know? We hold this sacred, man. We don't hold anything else in this world sacred, man. You know? And these people in this world, they look up to these celebrities. They look up to these people that's in positions of influence, control, or power as a gods, and they not. They're just people that they may have a little bit more than an average person, but, you know, it is what it is, you know? But people chase cardinal things on this side, especially Jake, since we already done the curses, and they gonna do whatever to, you know, get what they got. They want to be in that get rich or die trying spirit, which that spirit is wicked. The Lord ain't dealing with that, you know. So, you know, I think that this is what this is about, man. I think it's just to, you know, a ploy to get people to a lot of young people to fall in line with taking MOTB, and, you know, just having somebody like this be at the front of it or be a face of it, because they already watch his videos and stuff. He's already well known amongst the youth. People know who he is, you know. So we not ignorant of this man's devices, man. We know what's going on, right? Who knows, man? You might have to have MOTB to even be on this little app, this bank app thing, you know. It didn't say that, you know. I'm not gonna read all the way the entire article. It didn't say that when I read it, you know. But they might offer some incentive where, you know, if you in debt, you know, you can get this much money, and then you also got something, what you call it, an NDA, where you I think it's called a non-disclosure agreement. They might make people sign something to where they can't speak about them taking this year, and they got it. You know, people gonna say it anyway, you know. But who knows, man? You that's why you gotta pay attention, man. You gotta be wise in these times, man. The times that we living in are evil. Don't trust nobody that's not in the truth, man, like that, right? At all, really. Let me get to Ephesians. especially a damn Edomite. Let me get and somebody who's in a position of power, man. Let me get Ephesians 5. Ephesians 5. In verse 15, it says, seeing then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. All right? Wherefore, be ye not unwise, but understanding what the word of the Lord is, and be not drunk with wine, these other philosophies. But it says, wherein is excess, but we filled with the Spirit, man. You gotta be filled with the Spirit, always meditating upon the ways of Yahweh Bashmiah, these scriptures, right? And watching the prophecies, man, knowing what's going on, because how many people know about this guy promoting the MOTB, man? There's a video on YouTube where he's promoting the MOTB, the chip, with this guy that's paralyzed. And now he bought a bank app, right? And I'm pretty sure, well, not I'm pretty sure, it's in the scriptures. You're going to be able to buy or sell with it. It's going to be all connected. So this man is definitely bought and paid for, for sure. He definitely tapped in, you know. So I just want to do a quick video on this, man. You know, all these celebrities and people that's in positions of power or influence and that's on social media who people look up to, especially a lot of the youth, they're going to be used to push Esau's agenda, man. It happened during 2020 when the pandemic hit. It's going to happen again when they push the chip, right? It's going to be the same thing. So I'm not surprised that this dude, you know, bought a financial app. You know, and he just had a video of him promoting the seed, you know. We know what this devil doing, man. You know, like I said, it don't tell you specifically that he's, you know, it has nothing to do with the chip or anything, but he said he's trying to help the youth. Okay, I doubt it. You know, it may not. Maybe this one may not have nothing to do with the chip specifically, but you know, all these things he be doing, man. Like I said, you know, he doing it to get notoriety and clout and popularity. That's what he's doing it for. All right, this dude probably was a nobody before he was a YouTuber and he got rich and all that stuff. You know, now he got all this stuff now and he got popular. People know who he is. People gonna listen to him, right? But that's why it's important, man. Like I just brought up, to have this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, not be persuaded. You know, you're gonna be persuaded if you don't have the knowledge of Yahweh Shai in your head. You're not in the truth. You're gonna do what the world does. Right, you're going to fall to that, you know? But we understand what's going on, man. The average Jake, they will read this and be like, well, he's just trying to help people, you know, just like anybody else who's on his level of popularity or people know who he is and his money. They're going to be like, he's just trying to help the world. Okay, believe that all you want, you know? Hey, this man has an agenda. The elites have an agenda. The ones you really can't see, and they use these puppets, these faces for these different things to persuade you, you know. But you know, hey, we gonna see what's gonna happen, you know, see when this thing really go down, cause we real close, man. We're real close, you know. Keep the faith. Hey, pray for more wisdom and knowledge. And hey, we almost up out of here, Jake. You know, I'm gonna close out of this video as edifying to the elect. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Kagwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Till next time, I want to say Abba Shalom.